All right, welcome to tonight's JV matchup between the visiting Red River Rough Riders and the West Fargo Packers. If you were continuing watching from the C-Squad game that we just streamed, you saw that the Rough Riders took a 57-48 win over the West Fargo Packers as both teams started the game very hot from behind the arc, and the Rough Riders slowly added to their lead and extended that to double digits, but later on the West Fargo Packers cut that lead to single digits with massive three-point shots from Ellie Halverson, as she once had she had three three-point shots for 9 points back to back, but the West Fargo Packers, it was a little too late and they fell to the Red River Rough Riders. So with just about 30 seconds to go in this before our JV matchup here, we will be seeing the visiting Red River Rough Riders against the West Fargo Packers.
Yeah, you got to be thinking now. Morgan Julius, the head coach here, or not the head coach, excuse me, but the head JV coach for the Packers is going to be telling their team, we're going to have to come out stronger than the C-Squad team did if we want to have a chance. So that's probably something Morgan Julius is saying. As for the Rough Riders coach, he's probably telling his girls, hey, come on with the same amount of fire that we started with, and we should be doing okay.
Yeah, and one thing we saw from the West Fargo Packers in that the C-Squad game is turnovers. Turnovers was killer for the Packers, so hopefully if you're a Packer fan, we will not be seeing that from the JV matchup tonight.
And the Rough Riders, what caused those turnovers was great defense by the Rough Riders. They're collapsing on each other, on the girl with the ball was very good. So strong Rough Riders D is what definitely gave them that edge in the first half. So Packers are going to have to be careful.
Uche wins the tip-off for the Packers, and that's Briley Peterson, the freshman, that has it for the Packers. She hands it off. She passes to Seymour, and Seymour almost throws it over the head of Peterson. Back to Clayman, over to Jocelyn Jackson, back to Peterson at the top of the key, to Seymour for the three, and that's 3 points for Solveig Seymour, and the Packers get their first three of the night and their first 3 points of the night. So let's see if the Rough Riders will respond here, as that is Cassidy O'Halloran that has it, but that ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be West Fargo ball. The 5'9" junior, Emily Clayman, will throw it into the 5'6" freshman, Briley Peterson, and that ball is swatted out of bounds by O'Halloran for the Rough Riders, and Jocelyn Jackson will throw it into Peterson here. Peterson will have that left-handed dribble, finds Jackson down in the paint, is quickly met by 4 Rough Riders, and that ball is taken away by the Rough Riders, and that's O'Halloran that drives, and that ball, I believe, is blocked by Uche. Nice block there by Uche.
Not every day you see a girl go up and block the ball by hitting it back off the rim, so definitely not something I could ever do, that's for sure, sitting at about 5'5", so, and that's, giving me a few inches there, Cody.
As O'Halloran crosses half court here, she hands it off to a Rough Rider there, and she gives it back to Hendrickson. Passes back to O'Halloran. That nice pass there by the Rough Riders, but that ball is poked away by Briley Peterson, and that'll be last touched by the Packers. So it'll be Rough Rider ball as O'Halloran checks out, and in comes number 23 for the Rough Riders, McGillen here. She had a nice C game before this.
Yeah, she made some crucial free throws there at the end, going 3 for 4, giving the Rough Riders that nice extra lead.
And that's Lacey Johnston for the Rough Riders that gets their first 2 points of the night. Clayman has it here. She crosses half court. She's guarded there by McGillen, gives it back to Peterson. Peterson passes to Jackson. Jackson's looking to drive, finds a wide open Seymour on the near side for a 3, and that 3 is just off the mark. And that'll be last touched by the Packers, so it'll be Rough Rider ball as Johnston will throw it in here for the Rough Riders. She'll hand it off to McGillen, and McGillen will give it back to Hendrickson. Hendrickson will drive here, and that's another block by Uche. And keep in mind, Uche is a 6'3" junior, so like Kenley was talking about, Uche is very gifted with the height there. That is definitely an advantage to most other players.
Yeah, she wouldn't even have to jump if she's going up against me. She towers over people. Her arm span and wingspan is tremendously long. It definitely helps her block and get those jump balls.
And that's 3 points for the Rough Riders, as I can't quite catch the number. That's Emily Robson that kisses the glass, and banks are open for her tonight as the Rough Riders lead this one 7-5, as Jackson just scored for the Packers with just about 15:30 to go. Kenley, we were talking about Uche's height. As a former basketball player, what is one thing you can do to get around that big disadvantage that like a 5'5" player like you has to go up against a 6'3" player like Uche?
I think the big thing to do is either one, you're gonna have to take those shots outside of the paint. As a tall player, your main job is gonna be, I'm gonna be in the paint. I'm gonna, try to put my hands up and stop people from getting those easy shots. So as we said, they moved that ball to the outside right there, and we're able to get the 3 points. The other thing would be just trying to beat them on speed. As a shorter player, you're sometimes faster than the ones that are a little bit taller. So the big thing you could do is maybe a shot fake and move around her.
As you saw, Robson hit that three a couple possessions ago, and so she has 2 threes on the night for 6 points for the Rough Riders, and the Packers try to get a couple points of their own back on the right side of your screen, but that was a miss by the freshman Briley Peterson, and we will have our first timeout of the night. So the Rough Riders lead 10-5, and we'll be back after this 30-second break.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, welcome back here. The Rough Riders have doubled up on the Packers with a score of 10-5 with just about 14:30 to go on this one. Emily Clayman will inbound it in here for the Packers, as she'll look to give it to Peterson or Jackson, and she gives it to Jackson. That's a nice screen set there by Clayman. Jackson is heavily double teamed, but that ball is intercepted there. McGillen has it here for the Rough Riders on the near side. She hands it back to 33, which is Grace Schindler for the Rough Riders, and that 3 is off the mark, and that ball will go out of bounds, and it'll be Packers ball.
As we saw the Rough Riders do right there, that press and that double team, exactly what the C-Squad Rough Riders did, causing that turnover. So Packers are going to have to, again, get that ball across half court.
As Jackson gets that almost stolen away, but she gets it back. She passes it to Uche, and Uche finds Seymour over there on the far side, but that ball is off the mark, and that's a nice save by McGillen. Way to keep that play alive and keep it in bounds as the Rough Riders look to drive here and get a couple more points and extend their lead. McGillen takes a long 3 at the top of the key, but can't get that to fall. That's a good rebound there by the junior Emily Clayman, and it'll be jump ball. Possession will be given to the Red River Rough Riders.
And I almost could have maybe even seen an over the back there call on one of the Rough Riders there against Emily Clayman. I couldn't quite get the number. So Rough Riders might have gotten away with one right there. So we'll see what gets called in the future.
And that's a wide open shot there by the Rough Riders, but they can't get that to go, as that's a long pass from Uche to Briley Peterson, and Peterson says thank you very much, as that's a nice layup there for the freshman Briley Peterson, as we will be seeing her later tonight in this varsity matchup as she shows off her talent there. The Rough Riders have the ball over here on the far side there, gives it back to Weipert at the top of the key. And as we see, I think that's Uche's 3rd block of the night, so the Rough Riders haven't been able to figure out how they're going to get around that big 6'3" Uche there, and that ball is over the head of, I couldn't quite catch the number there for the Rough Riders, and Oh, they'll say it's last touch by the Packers, so it'll be Rough Riders' ball. As Robson crosses half court, she'll give it back to O'Halloran, and O'Halloran makes the three, so the Rough Riders extend their lead to 6 points with just about 12:30 to go in this first half as Jackson's looking to drive. Nice play there by Jackson, but can't get that to fall. That's rebounded there by the Rough Riders. Robson comes away with it over on the far side, and Uche strips it away from Robson, and Uche drives but can't get that layup to go. So nice defense for Uche at the start of this first half, but she just can't quite get that layup to fall. As
I was thinking she was going for the dunk.
you know, when you're 6'3", you can do things like that, and I was kind of thinking she was too, but the Rough Riders pick up their first foul of the night, and Seymour takes advantage of that, and she hits her first shot. That last foul is called on Ella Nowatzki for the Rough Riders. Seymour goes 2 for 2 at the line to start out this game, and the Packers have cut the Rough Rider lead to 4 points. Jackson is heavily guarding Robson there as she hands it off to O'Halloran, and that ball is taken away there by Jackson, and they'll say it's a jump ball. Possession will be given to the Packers. As Hendrickson checks in for O'Halloran as O'Halloran goes to take a seat on the bench. Jackson passes it to Uche, and Uche throws the long bomb over to Seymour at the far side, and that pass from Bradley Peterson is over the head, well over the head of Jackson, as Peterson knows that was a little too far, and a turnover for the Packers.
As we've seen some of the same mistakes happen here with the Packers JV team, as the Packers C squad team, again, those turnovers are adding up here and could be costly later on.
Bergerson has it for the Rough Riders. She hands it off to Hendrickson. Hendrickson passes back to O'Halloran, but that's stripped away there by Jackson as she intercepts that. Tries to get it back to Seymour, but that's intercepted there by the Rough Riders. So just like the C squad game, Kenley, it's turnovers again here in this JV game by both teams so far. It's kind of been equal in the turnover range, the turnovers here.
Yes, and you know, something I haven't really seen yet on both sides is a point guard taking the ball, slowing the game down, and trying to run a play, which is something that you got to think both teams are trying to think of here. I mean, the Packers are only down by 4, so it's not a big deficit right now.
And that's a 3 by Bradley Peterson that's off the mark. And when she gets going, she'll hit those like nobody's business, as we've been covering the West Fargo girls for this first part of the season, and we have seen that once Peterson gets going, she is hard to stop there, as Uche stole that away. But a foul will be called on the Rough Riders, as they will get their second team foul of the night, and Robson will pick up her first personal. So Clayman will throw it in here over there on the far side at about half court there. She'll be looking to give it to Jackson as Jackson drives at the top of the key. Thought about the shot. Clayman takes the 3, and that's off the mark there, and it rebounded by number 23, Litzinger. Uche tries to steal that away. Got to be careful for a reach there. And that's a wide open Rough Rider there that can't get the long 2 to go. Jackson comes away with it. She crosses half court. She's got 3 defenders, 2 defenders guarding her. She decides to give it to Clayman. Clayman finds the wide open Peterson, and that's out of Peterson's hand. And that's another turnover there for the Packers.
It almost looks like Peterson wasn't quite sure if that ball was meant for her or meant for Solveig Seymour over there in the corner.
Rough Riders cross half court here as Litzinger looks to drive. She hands it back to O'Halloran. That takes the long 2. That can't get that to fall. Back to O'Halloran. That ball is almost gone out of bounds there, but Peterson comes away with it. She's got 2 defenders there. Gives it back to Seymour. Back to Jackson on the near side for the 3, and can't get that to fall, as that was a perfect release and everything, but just couldn't get that in. Clayman tries to go for the floater, but can't get that to fall either. So it looks like, Kenley, would you say that the start of this game is turnovers and missed opportunities?
Yes, very much so. Both sides. That's the big difference here between the C-Squad game and this JV game is both sides are having those turnovers, not just the Packers. And I just wanted to point out right down on the other end there, if you didn't believe the height and wingspan of Uche, you just saw it right down there. Another post player jumped up and tried to get the ball, and Uche just stuck her arms up, and it wasn't even close, ladies and gentlemen. So again, very hard person to guard.
Timeout will be called. I think the ref called the timeout there, as it looks like Jocelyn Jackson appears to have some blood on their jerseys. So for the safety of the players, the referee called a timeout. So we'll be back after this quick message from our sponsors.
Go Promo is your go-to for custom apparel, screen printing, embroidery, and hundreds of other promotional products. Put your company logo on a t-shirt, jacket, calendar, mouse pad, pen, or even a backdrop display for an upcoming event. Possibilities are absolutely endless at justgopromo.com. You can also easily set up an online apparel store for your sports team or business. Email or call Twyla, and she'll set up the store, set up collection for online payments, and even deliver your products packaged and ready to go. Email her today, Twyla at justgopromo.com, or call 388-4852. Go Promo. Consider it branded.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 9-13 here. Packers are trailing by 4, or Riders are leading by 4, whatever way you'd like to look at it. As we had a quick timeout here, as Jocelyn Jackson for the Packers had some blood on her jersey, and then Morgan Julius, the Packers coach, decided to just take a full timeout and give her team a little bit of a rest.
So coming out of that timeout, it looks like the Rough Riders will be at the line to shoot 2, as the Packers picked up their first team foul of the night. I'm not sure who, I didn't quite catch who got that foul there. That foul went against Solveig Seymour for the Packers, so she picks up her first personal of the night. She had a pretty good first half of the C-Squad game, but then checked out in the second half, so she could play 2 halves of this JV game, as the Rough Riders go 1 for 2 at the line, and that ball is picked off there by the Rough Riders, and that's a wide open O'Halloran there that takes the 2, and that's nothing but net, and they extend their lead to 7 points with just about 9 minutes to go. So a low scoring first half here between the visiting Red River Rough Riders and the West Fargo Packers, as Seymour takes the 3 on the near side but can't get that to fall. But there you go, you got Uche down in the paint, and she just sticks up her long arms and gets that and puts that back in for 2 points and cuts that Rough Rider lead to 5 points, as the Rough Riders look to extend that lead once again. But that's taken away by Uche. Man, Kenley, Uche's had a great first half, defensive first half. She's blocked shots. She's stolen the ball away. She's been unstoppable down in the paint. And if you were the Rough Riders coach, how would you stop that?
I think you gotta double team her. You're gonna have to take the possibility of them making an outside shot. Remember, outside shots, the further you are away from the basket, the harder to get it in. You know, layups a lot easier to make than a three-pointer. So I think you gotta double her and make the Packers take shots from outside of the paint.
As the Rough Riders miss that 3 and Bradley Peterson brings it up, she finds a wide open Jackson. Jackson drops the head and drives, and rebounded there by Seymour. She takes it out to reset. She passes it back to Clayman down in the pace, but that's poked away there by a Rough Rider, and I believe Johnson went right between the legs of Uche.
Yeah, that was quite a move. When you've got long legs like that, you got to be careful.
So another timeout will be called with just about 7:30 to go in this first half. The Rough Riders lead 18-13. We'll be back right after this.
Dr. Scott Van Dam provides comprehensive chiropractic and acupuncture health care. He specializes in treating conditions involving the nerves, muscles, and joints in patients from infants to elderly. If he finds your condition is one that cannot be resolved or you're not seeing improvement with treatment, he will get you to a doctor who can. Call Dr. Scott Van Dam at 701-532-5320 Also, visit them online, VanDamChiropractic.com, or stop in for a consultation at 1203 28th Street, South Fargo.
All right, welcome back here. The Rough Riders lead this one 18-13 with just about 7:30 to go in this first half. Low-scoring game in this one. A little game summary here. It's just been turnovers and missed opportunities for, I would say, both teams.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams are kind of making the same mistakes. Again, like you said, turnovers, and just the missed opportunities on those turnovers. They're not, as we were saying earlier, they're not setting up any plays. This is very much a up and down type of game, and you just got to wonder if both coaches are wondering how different this would be and if their teams could execute if they slowed the ball down and executed out a play.
Yeah, and you just saw there the talent that the freshman Bradley Peterson has, as she had to get past two defenders and went right between two of them, and they both looked at each other and said, how did that happen? As you see Seymour that drills the three over there on the far side, and the Rough Riders come back with the three of their own and say, what you can do, I can do just as well. So 6 points right after that timeout, as maybe we're looking to see this game heating up as Briley Peterson makes the quarterback throw to Seymour, and Seymour tries to give it back to Peterson, but that's intercepted away. So maybe Peterson's showing her inner QB skills. Kenley, do you have a scouting report on the quarterback skills of Bradley Peterson there?
I do not. Sadly, no. But talk about that national championship game last night. Wow, that was a good one.
That was indeed a good one, as Alabama roll tided their way to a championship.
And you cannot leave her wide open in the corner there. They got lucky on that one, that's for sure. The Packers did.
That's a nice defensive rebound there by Clayman, as she gives to a wide open Jackson that drives and says thank you very much for those easy 2 points. Looks like for the Packers, the leading scorer is Seymour with 8 points, and then Jackson has 6 for the Rough Riders. Number 24 for the Rough Riders, I believe that's 23. Litzinger has 5, and O'Halloran has 5 as well.
Seymour there then picked up her second personal foul.
As the Rough Riders come away with that. That is O'Halloran that has it over there on the far side. She's heavily guarded by Seymour. Good defense there. She finally finds a wide open Rough Rider, but that Rough Rider hands it back to O'Halloran, and O'Halloran is looking for Switzinger, and that's another block by Uche. So those long arms are coming in handy tonight, as Seymour drives and is fouled on the play. So she'll go to the line to shoot 2 as the Riders pick up their second team foul of the night. And that'll be Schillender's first personal of the night. And as you see, Seymour hits her first free throw there.
Now every second chance opportunity is going to be a big one this game. Free throws, offensive rebounds, just about everything is what's keeping this game close.
Seymour looks to go 2 for 2 and cut this Rough Rider lead to 1 point, but she can't quite get that done, as that ball was a little too short there. As that is Robson that drives and draws the foul, and I believe that'll be called on Emily Clayman, as the Packers pick up their 4th team foul. And correct, that is Clayman's first personal of the night. Robson can't get the first free throw to fall, as she'll look to hit her second one and extend this Rough Rider lead to 3 points. Still a 1-possession game here, as she does. So the Rough Riders lead this one 22-19 with just about 5:30 to go in this first half, as Seymour takes the long 2 on the near side. Can't get that to fall. I've heard you say in the past, Kenley, that depth perception over there on those sides side shots are very hard as a player.
Yes, it's mostly because you don't have that backboard to tell you how strong or how soft you need to shoot a ball. So side shots are very, very hard as a shooter. Also the same when you're playing in a gym like Fargo North or Fargo South, and that back wall's kind of a far ways away. You know, there is more like a dome. It's very hard to know how strong or how softly you need to shoot the ball, just because you don't have anything behind it telling you how close or how far away you are.
And Bradley Peterson just says, I'm going to take it the whole way and shoot the layup, but that doesn't fall as that comes right out of the rim there. But that's a good idea there as she decided to take it all the way. And that's a Packer 2-on-1 there to a wide open Seymour that drives the no foul call. So the refs are letting them play tonight, as that was last touch there by the Rough Riders. That's good defense there. I believe that was Robson that poked that one away. So Clayman will throw it in here, and you can't leave Jackson wide open as Jackson finds Peterson over on the near side. Back to Seymour on the far side. Seymour can't get that three to fall as she's a little cold to start this first half, but we've seen it before. If Seymour gets those threes hitting, she'll be unstoppable there, but she has yet to hit one of them, but I guarantee it'll come later on as this game progresses here. Litzinger crosses half court. She'll be guarded by Jackson. She hands off to Hendrickson, and Hendrickson dishes to a wide open Rough Rider, Litzinger, who drives and picks up the foul. So she'll go to the line for the three-point play.
A nice job there by the Rough Riders driving to the basket, causing Uche to have to step out away from that post player so they could open up the post player that down on the bottom and get that easy layup.
Litzinger hits that free throw, so she makes the three-point play and extends that Rough Rider lead with 6 points with just about 4:15 to go in this first half. Jackson's looking to give it to Uche, and that ball is poked out of the way, but picked up by Jackson, and Jackson throws it right back to the Rough Riders, and you got a wide open Hendrickson, but that ball was just out of the reach there, as she could have had an easy 2 points, but couldn't quite corral that one. As O'Halloran drives, shoots, can't get that to fall either, but Johnston picks up the rebound there. And they'll say it's last touch by the Rough Riders, so it'll be Packers ball, as you can hear the Packer coach telling her ladies, let's get going here.
And you're going to have to watch here. Clayman did a nice job of not leaving her player. Earlier in the game when Peterson had that turnover, she didn't have anyone to pass it to. She got stopped on the other side of that half-court line and had nowhere to go. Jackson
almost had that poked away, but spins around a defender there, and the Rough Riders pick up the rebound there as Jackson couldn't get that one to fall. Nice screen set there by Lacey Johnston. Hendricks has it here as she works to the top of the key, gives it back to Johnston. Johnston hands it back to Hendrickson. Hendrickson's looking to get around Jackson, and that ball is taken away, and it'll be jump ball. Check that. It'll be jump ball, so the possession will go to the Rough Riders. As Cassidy O'Halloran will check in for the Rough Riders, and I couldn't quite catch who else checked in here. O'Halloran will find Robson for the 2 points there, as the Rough Riders extend their lead to 8 points with just under 3 minutes to go in this first half. As the Rough Riders will pick up their 4th team foul of the night. That foul will go on Brianna Hendrickson as she picks up her first personal of the night. Clayman will find Seymour. Seymour will pass it back to Jackson. Back to Seymour. Seymour's looking to drives. Finds Uche down there in the post, but that's stripped away there by Hendrickson. Hendrickson drives, and it's poked away. Actually, they're going to say it's last touched by Hendrickson, so it'll be Packers ball as Clayman will inbound it here. I think that one just kind of got away from her and rolled right out of her hands. as Peterson crosses half court. She finds Jackson over here on the near side. Jackson finds a wide open Seymour back on the far side, back to Peterson. I believe that's a 3, but it doesn't matter anyway as that ball is well off the mark. So as a player, Kenley, it looks like the Packers are just having a hard time getting shots to fall. What can you do to maybe get some easy points here for the Packers as they're having struggles just getting that ball to fall in that basket?
I mean, I think you go back to the basics, pass and move, find your open girl. If they really want to start getting going here, they need to fix up the little things, and that's just, make strong passes, go after the ball. Out on the court, they don't look like they have a lot of energy, which is something that you need to come out with some fire. So we'll see if after halftime if they get something going.
And this will definitely help them out there, too with their confidence making these easy free throws here as Seymour does just that. As she cuts the Rough Rider lead to 9 points with just about a minute 45 to go in this first half. Seymour misses her second shot, so she goes 1 for 2. Uche's got to be careful as she almost gets called for a foul there. Hendrickson drives, finds a wide open Rough Rider, dishes it back out to a Rough Rider at the top of the key, but that rattles just out of that basket there, and that shot is well off the mark there by Brooklyn Bjorgen.
And I tell you, when you got a 6'3" player, that's definitely not something that you want to see. You got to think Morgan Julius, the Packers JV coach, is going to say, hey, we definitely outrank the Rough Riders when it comes to height. We cannot be letting them get second chance opportunities.
Seymour has it over there on the far side for the 3 and can't get that to fall. But the Rough Riders will rebound that, and a jump ball will be called, so the possession will be given to the West Fargo Packers as Clayman will look to pass it in here with just under 90 seconds to go in this first half. She finds Jackson. Jackson takes the easy 2 and swishes that. So Jackson cuts the Rough Rider lead to 7 points with just about a minute to go in this first half. The Rough Riders cross half court. That's O'Halloran with the ball. She hands it off to number 23, Litzinger. Litzinger drives, finds a wide open Rough Rider there down in the paint, but they can't get that to fall. Emily Clayman has it here for the Packers. That ball's intercepted there by Litzinger, but loses control of that, and Uche picks that up. She takes a two-handed pass to Peterson over there on the far side. Back to Jackson. Jackson's got a wide open Peterson there. Peterson drives, passes to Uche. Uche almost wasn't ready for it. Uche kisses the glass. Easy 2 points. 5-point ball game. Rough Riders lead 29-24 with just about 30 seconds to go in this first half. So the Packers are on a little 4-0 run with maybe a little momentum going into this halftime here, and maybe the Rough Riders are looking for some points here as they hold for the last possession. If they can get some points here to get a little momentum of their own. And that's a shot by Litzinger right at the end of the first half to extend the Rough Rider lead to 7 points. And we'll be back after this messages from our sponsors.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Whether you are looking to refinance your current mortgage and save or purchase a new home, Sean Carlson with Town & Country Credit Union can help. With over 15 years of mortgage experience, he is an expert on VA, FHA, USDA, first-time home buyer, and conventional home loans and can help determine the best loan product to fit your needs. His borrowers agree, saying, Sean was a pleasure to work with and made the entire mortgage process easy. I highly recommend him. Ready to check out how Sean and Town & Country Credit Union can help make your financial life easy? Stop by one of our 6 convenient Fargo, West Fargo locations or visit townandcountry.org today. From free checking accounts to auto loans to commercial and ag loans and, of course, home loans, Town & Country Credit Union has the low loan rates, flexible terms, low fees, and personal service you deserve. See for yourself how much you might save. Apply online today at townandcountry.org. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Dr. Scott Van Dam provides comprehensive chiropractic and acupuncture health care. He specializes in treating conditions involving the nerves, muscles, and joints in patients from infants to elderly. If he finds your condition is one that cannot be resolved or you're not seeing improvement with treatment, he will get you to a doctor who can. Call Dr. Scott Van Dam at 701-532-5320. Also, visit them online, vandamchiropractic.com, or stop in for a consultation at 1203 28th Street, South Fargo. Go Promo is your go-to for custom apparel, screen printing, embroidery, and hundreds of other promotional products. Put your company logo on a t-shirt, jacket, calendar, mouse pad, pen, or even a backdrop display for an upcoming event. Possibilities are absolutely endless at justgopromo.com. You can also easily set up an online apparel store for your sports team or business. Email or call Twyla, and she'll set up the store, set up collection for online payments, and even deliver your products packaged and ready to go. Email her today, Twyla at justgopromo.com, or call 388-4852. Go Promo. Consider it branded.
Fargo Davies working left to right. They set up Van Dam with the two-hand slam off the alley-oop. Give the assist to Cole Haynes.
Did you miss any part of this live game broadcast? Not to worry. Magnitude's DVR feature puts instant replay instantly into your hands. Revisit a big player score, watch a delayed version of this game, and then click live at any time to return to the live broadcast. Now you don't have to miss the game-winning buzzer beater, your son's 79-yard touchdown run, or your daughter's set-sealing ace serve. Thanks for watching Magnitude Sports.
Outside Satter. Step back 3, number 12. He got it! 7 in the first half and 5 so far here in the second half.
Magnitude Sports has delivered over 1,000 broadcasts capturing all fourth quarter comebacks, walk-off home runs, buzzer beaters, 62-point volleyball sets, and double overtime victories. The excitement is on Magnitude Sports. Over 150 teams from 5 states and 2 countries have been featured on Magnitude Sports at both the varsity and sub-varsity levels. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and select your alert preference so you never have to miss that big moment from your favorite area sports team. Find us on Facebook and Twitter too. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
You can capture the moments and memories of this game and all of our past sports broadcasts on DVD. It makes a great gift for a parent, relative, son, or daughter. Please allow 1 to 2 weeks for standard delivery. Place your order now, quickly and easily at msportsnet.com/DVD. Magnitude Sports would like to remind you that whether you're watching from home or watching from the stands, to please respect officials. Without high school officials, games are canceled and players lose playing time. Contact your local high school to find out how you can become an official and stay connected to the game you love.
Whether you are looking to refinance your current mortgage and save or purchase a new home, Sean Carlson with Town & Country Credit Union can help. With over 15 years of mortgage experience, he is an expert on VA, FHA, USDA, first-time home buyer, and conventional home loans and can help determine the best loan product to fit your needs. His borrowers agree, saying, Sean was a pleasure to work with and made the entire mortgage process easy.
Magnitude Sports has delivered over 1,000 broadcasts capturing all fourth quarter comebacks, walk-off home runs, buzzer beaters, 62-point volleyball sets, and double overtime victories. The excitement is on Magnitude Sports. Over 150 teams from 5 states and 2 countries have been featured on Magnitude Sports at both the varsity and sub-varsity levels. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and select your alert preference so you never have to miss that big moment from your favorite area sports team. Find us on Facebook and Twitter too. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
All right, welcome back here. 3 minutes to go before our second half. The Rough Riders lead 31-24 over the West Fargo Packers. A little game summary, Kenley. I would say key thing was turnovers in this first half. We saw a lot of turnovers and missed opportunities.
Yeah, you definitely saw a lot of turnovers here. And I would say that the big difference here between C and JV was that both teams were turning over. You got to think that's something that both coaches were talking about. As we can see, the Red River Rough Riders are back on the court, and West Fargo Packers are just now entering the court. So you got to think there's going to be some questions about the turnovers. The other thing that I think we both kind of noticed is, they never really slowed down their play. It was very much up and down the court, fast ball movement. No team really got the time to set up a play and see if anything they had really worked. Again, something that I kind of noticed pretty big for a few of the turnovers for the West Fargo Packers was on the press. I know at least on 2 of them that I can remember. I remember one of them, Bradley Peterson, was out on before the half court line, and she got stuck, and there was no other ball handlers near her. You cannot let that happen. You need to make sure you have a safety net there who's able to get that ball from your player and get it across half court. The other thing happened was when Uche took the ball and all the other point guards and dribblers went down the court. Again, you can't do that. You need to get the ball to a point guard, someone who can control the ball, get it across half court. And some 2 pretty costly turnovers came from those 2 mistakes.
Yeah, and one thing that carried on from that C-Squad game over this JV game by the Red River Rough Riders is their game awareness. They have very good game awareness when they see a West Fargo Packer player that's on by the sideline or in the corner. And once that happens, you just see a swarm of Red River players there. And like Kenley says, when you get swarmed by 2-3 players, you have absolutely nowhere to go. And that's why the Packers really need that safety net. So with that, we'd like to thank our sponsors that help run these broadcasts, because without them, we would not be able to do them. And those sponsors are Healing Touch Chiropractic, Sean Carlson Town and Country Credit Union, Go Promo, and Van Dam Chiropractic. If you see these guys out in the public, be sure to thank them, because without their help, these broadcasts would not be able to run. So thank you very much from the Magnitude Sports Media Broadcast team.
Yeah, it's really nice that those companies are helping promote high school sports, especially during these times when so many people are at home. We actually, with the change here, I believe home players were given 4 tickets instead of 2. So we should have a little bit more people in the house tonight, but not too many, as away players are still given just 2 vouchers.
Yes, that is correct. West Fargo Athletic Director Jada Can tweeted out a couple days ago that each athlete will be given 4 vouchers and I was talking to him, and he really advises that athletes give some of these vouchers to seniors and juniors and other students at West Fargo. That way they can get a student section tonight, because it has just not been the same without having them. Taylor Van Winkle makes her first appearance of the night. You'll be hearing her name again in the varsity matchup as the Red River Rough Riders come out of this halftime here with the ball. They look to drive, and they get an easy 2 points here as Van Winkle will drive with that right-handed dribble. A screen set by Clayman. That's a nice screen as that Red River player exposed that and kind of shot back a little bit, as she was not ready for that screen by Clayman. Hendrickson brings it up here for the Red River Rough Riders, and she hands it back to Litzinger, but that ball is stolen away. Clayman's down in the paint, an easy 2 points for Emily Clayman, the junior. So the Packers cut the Rough Rider lead to 7 points with just about 7 minutes to go in this ball game here.
And that's the type of fast break you're looking for. As a coach, you are very happy with that. Your girl found an open player. She gave her a good hard pass, so it wasn't easy to pick off, and Clayman was able to execute.
Seymour has it here for the Packers on the near side. She hands back to Jackson. Jackson drives, takes a little floater, almost rebounded there by Uche, but Jackson somehow manages to get her own rebound and gets back out to reset. Van Winkle has it. Van Winkle drives, gets that kicked away, back to Jackson over there on the far side. Jackson takes the little one-handed floater, and she gets that to fall. And they have cut the Red River lead to 5 points here with just about 16:30 to go in this ball game. So the West Fargo Packer girls have definitely came out with a little bit of oomph, as us North Dakotans say, and the Rough Riders have come out a little bit sluggish here, and the Rough Riders need a stop on defense to keep their lead alive. As that ball is taken away there by the Rough Riders, exactly what they needed. As Hendrickson drives, he finds a wide open Rough Rider here on the near side. She hands it back to Hendrickson. Hendrickson's looking to drive with that left-handed dribble. She's guarded by Van Winkle. She gives it back to O'Halloran. O'Halloran has it on the near side. She's guarded by Jackson. She finds a wide open Red River player over there on the far side. Back to Hendrickson. Hendrickson's looking to drive. She hands it off to number 23, Litzinger, but that ball is well off the mark. Seymour drives for the Packers, and she hits the one-handed floater there for the Packers, and the Packers are on a 6-0 run with about 2 minutes that came off the clock here.
As we can see, Packers doing what the Rough Riders were doing, double teaming there in that corner. So nice job on the Packers defense.
And we have a timeout on the floor. So we'll be back after this break.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, welcome back here. The Rough Riders lead 33-30 over the West Fargo Packers. A 3-point game here with just about 15:25 to go in this second half. Check that.
And Cody, Packers coming out very much on fire here. As you said, 6-0 run, so we're going to have to see if the Rough Riders are going to be able to come up with something as their coach took that previous time out.
Hendrickson's looking to drive. She hands it off to number 21, Brooklyn Bergerin, and she hands it back to a Rough Rider there, and that shot is off the mark. And that ball will be last touched by the West Fargo Packers. Hendrickson will throw it in here for the Rough Riders. She'll pass it into Litzinger. Litzinger hands it back to Schindler at the top of the key, back to Hendrickson over there on the far side. She works her way to the top of the key. She'll be guarded by Jocelyn Jackson. Jackson almost strips it away. Intercepted there by Uche for the West Fargo Packers. Uche hands it back to Clayman. Clayman gives it to Van Winkle. Van Winkle reaches that Packer bull at half court, and she looks to drive. She almost has that stolen away, and it'll be jump ball. Possession will be given to the West Fargo Packers, and Emily Clayman will throw it in here for the Packers.
We both know that could be just the start of Uche's turnovers and blocks here. The cause of turnovers and blocks here in the second half, as she had quite the first half.
Yes, she did indeed. She, with those long arms, she was very easy to block many Rough Rider shots, and she had very good defensive first half as she had some steals there. Seymour has it at the top of the key for the three, and she gets nothing but net. She ties the ball game up. The Packers and the Rough Riders are tied at 33 with 14:30 to go in this second half. We got a good ball game here, folks. And look at that. That's a nice double team by the West Fargo Packers. Jackson and Seymour are there to guard the Rough Rider player there.
Give props to the Packers, taking the Rough Riders' own medicine and feeding it to themselves. Double teaming and putting that pressure on very, very high on the defense.
The Rough Riders are looking to drive there. Nice screen set, but I believe that'll be a foul on the Rough Riders as they will pick up their first team foul of the second half here.
Looks like the Rough Rider player just got a little too strong with that push-off.
Nice defensive play by Van Winkle to get the possession back into the Packers' hands as Van Winkle finds a wide open Seymour on the near side here. Seymour hands it back to Van Winkle. Jackson down in the post, takes the circus shot, but can't get that to fall. Van Winkle picks it up there for the Packers. She's got Uche down in the paint, and that's an easy 2 points for Uche, and the Packers lead this one 35-33 with just about 13:45 to go in this ball game. The Packers have retaken the lead here, as they have definitely come out with a little bit of fire under themselves here. And that ball will fall out of bounds, but it'll be last touched by the Packers, and the Rough Riders will have it here. So if you're a Rough Riders fan, the Rough Riders need to come away with some points here, as they do not want to let the Packers keep scoring here and extend their lead, as the Rough Riders are looking to retain that lead. There's a wide open Rough Rider there for the easy layup. That's number 33, Grace Schillender. So nice play there by the Rough Riders to tie this ball game back up at 35. Seymour takes the three on the near side. Nothing but net. Nice shot there by Solveig Seymour. The Packers lead this one 38-35 with 13 to go in the second half. The Rough Riders cross half court. They're guarded there by Jackson. I believe that is O'Halloran that has it there for the Rough Riders. They're looking to drive here. That's Johnston that has it, that taken away there by the Packers. Van Winkle comes away with it. Jackson looks to drive. No foul called there. But that ball will go out of bounds, and it'll be last touched by the Rough Riders, and it'll be Packers ball. Emily Clayman will throw it in here for the Packers.
As that was Taylor Van Winkle, not her graduated sister Lauren, which I know I said a few times last week. So Taylor Van Winkle here, I believe she's a sophomore.
Excuse me there. Taylor Van Winkle finds Seymour over there. Back to Jackson at the top of the key. Van Winkle takes the three, but that's a little too short there. The Rough Riders come away with it. That's O'Halloran that has it. Tries to spin around Van Winkle. But Van Winkle will be called for a personal foul, and that'll be the first team foul of the second half for the West Fargo Packers, as we're all tied up at fouls with one apiece here. O'Halloran will throw it in here to Johnston. Johnston has it, but I believe a foul will be called on Uche, as the Packers pick up their second team foul of the second half here. They call that foul on Taylor Van Winkle. That'll be her first personal of the night, second team foul, as Johnston will go to the line to shoot two. She can't get the first one to fall, as that one's a little too short here.
Yeah, and you said the right Van Winkle. Her mom was just, she commented the other week that I was saying Lauren instead, so my apologies for that last week. But yes, this is Taylor Van Winkle, as Cody said earlier, so.
And the Rough Riders go 0 for 2 at the line, and Clayman has a rebound there. Van Winkle crosses half court. She's guarded there by Johnston. She hands it off to Weary. Back to Jackson on the near side. Jackson takes the three. Can't get that to fall. Van Winkle, I thought she was going to come away with it, but it'll be last touched by the Rough Riders. So Packers will have the ball. With just under 12 to go in this second half, the Packers lead 38-35. Jackson has it here for the Packers. She passes it back to Clayman. Grace Weary takes the takes the 2-point shot, but can't get that to fall. As Johnston crosses half court, she's guarded there by Van Winkle. She'll pass it back to O'Halloran. O'Halloran works to the top of the key. She spins around Weary. Back to Sandro. Sandro spins around, passes it back to Johnston. Johnston drives, finds 2 West Fargo Packers there, and decides that I got to work that back out. Passes it back to O'Halloran. Nice double team there by the Packers. Van Winkle keeps that alive. Nope, check that. Last touch by Van Winkle. It'll be Rough Riders ball.
And Rough Riders are going to have to think of something quick here. There's only 3 seconds on the shot clock, so this is going to definitely be a catch and shoot type of moment here for the Rough Riders. Let's just hope the players on the court are aware of that as well.
And that's a 3-point shot there by Lacey Johnston. That's well short, and it'll be a turnover for the Rough Riders. Packers will have it. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's broadcast: Healing Touch Chiropractic, Sean Carlson, Town & Country Credit Union, Go Promo, and Van Dam Chiropractic. Without these companies helping, these broadcasts would not be available. Jackson looks to take the 2-point shot, but that doesn't fall. That's rebounded there by the Packers, and they dish it back out to Clayman, but Clayman can't get the 2-point shot from the free throw line to fall, and the Rough Riders will have it here. That's a three-point shot on the near side there, but that's rebounded by Clayman. Clayman's got a wide open Weary, and that went right just off the tip of her fingers, as she would have went all the way to get 2 points, but that ball was just off her fingertips.
Packers holding on to a lead here. Both teams just kind of not able to get any baskets to fall.
Johnston throws it into Litzinger. Back to Johnston. They got to cross that half court pretty soon here.
See, and that's what the Packers needed to do. Did you see how those other 2 Rough Riders that didn't have the ball, they stayed instead of going down the court? So when their girl wasn't able to dribble anymore, she had someone to go to, so they were able to get that ball, like you said, across half court.
Van Winkle comes away with it for the Packers. She's got a wide open Jackson that drives. Jackson gets met by 2 Rough Riders. Uche has it. She hands it back to Van Winkle, and that's over the head of Jackson, as Jackson and Van Winkle have a little miscommunication there. And that's another turnover for the Packers. As Johnston throws it in here to Litzinger. Litzinger crosses half court. She switches to that left-handed dribble back to her right. She finds an open O'Halloran. O'Halloran's looking to drive. She hands it back to Litzinger. Litzinger drives back to the top of the key. She'll be guarded by Emily Clayman. She hands it back to O'Halloran. O'Halloran throws it in the paint, but Uche's there to pick it off for the Packers. Emily Clayman comes away with it. She's got Van Winkle. Van Winkle passes to Jackson. Nice Euro step there. The circus shot, but she can't get that to fall, and she'll draw the Rough Riders' second team foul of the night. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2, as that foul was called on Cassidy O'Halloran.
Again, some pretty clean playing here on both sides with only 2 fouls in this second half, as we are under that 10-minute mark, as Jackson was able to get that first one down and extend the lead to 4.
She's looking to hit her second shot and extend this to a 5-point lead, as she does. Nothing.
So, some crucial points there by Jackson, as I think, Cody, theirs hasn't been some baskets here for a little while from both teams until that point happened.
Yep. Clayman, excuse me there. Clayman comes away with it. She hands it off to Taylor Van Winkle, back to Clayman. And Clayman will be called for the travel, as she was looking to set something up, but forgot to dribble there.
Looks like her feet just got ahead of her a little bit.
Yep, this isn't the NBA, Kenley. You gotta dribble all the time.
You gotta dribble, I tell you that, right? They do say that all the time in the NBA.
O'Halloran finds a wide open Rough Rider there. I couldn't quite catch the number there. That's number 32, Ellie Nowatzki there. So an easy 2 points for Nowatzki, as she makes her first appearance of the night, and the Packers lead this one 40-37. Clayman can't get that jumper to go. Rebounded there by Uche. Uche's shot is too strong. Rebounded there by Grace Weary. Weary's got a wide open Van Winkle for the 3 at the top of the key. Can't get that to fall. Another rebound there by the Packers. Good offensive rebounding here. Jackson takes the 3 and can't get that to fall, but there's Uche there to rebound it.
Oh my goodness, talk about second chance opportunities here for the Packers.
And a timeout will be called. So after that interesting play there, a timeout called with just under 7 minutes to go in this first half, and we'll be back after this.
Dr. Scott Van Dam provides comprehensive chiropractic and acupuncture health care. He specializes in treating conditions involving the nerves, muscles, and joints in patients from infants to elderly. If he finds your condition is one that cannot be resolved or you're not seeing improvement with treatment, he will get you to a doctor who can. Call Dr. Scott Van Dam at 701-532-5320. Also, visit them online, vandamchiropractic.com, or stop in for a consultation at 1203 28th Street, South Fargo.
All right, welcome back here. Packers lead this one 40-37 with just about 8:49 to go in this second half here.
As we just witnessed, the Packers get many second chance opportunities. I'd also like to point out the Riders have switched back to a 2-3 zone here, so it'll be interesting to see where the Packers find that opening.
Grace Weary has it here for the Packers as she stumbles but retains that ball there, finds Jackson. Weary tries to set up down in the post there, poked away. Van Winkle comes away with it. Van Winkle will be called for the double dribble. So that'll be another turnover here for the West Fargo Packers. These turnovers are starting to pile up again for both teams here. But fortunately for both teams here, there's only it's only a 3-point game, so both teams are are both in this game here with just about 8:30 to go in this ball game.
And you got to give big props to the Packers for coming out after halftime after kind of a slow first half and being ready to play. And that was just swatted out of the house. Uche said, "Not in my house," and that ball was nowhere near going in.
And that is props to the 6'3" height different, or to 6'3" height of Uche. And with that long wingspan, she can just put her hands up and knock that ball out, as we just saw. Kaylee Moten will check in for Grace Weary, and if that name sounds familiar, her older sister, Keely Moten, played for the West Fargo Packers and was a very good basketball player, so that is Keely's younger sister.
And Keely Moten's actually doing a very good job up at NDSU in track and field right now, setting some records, I believe, in getting first in a lot of tournaments, so good job for her, continuing her athletic and educational career.
And that was a nice Euro step by Van Winkle, but Van Winkle couldn't quite get that to fall. Jackson thought about the three, decides to pass it off to Moten, and that's Moten's first points of the night as the Packers extend their lead to 5 points with just about 7:45 to go in this ball game. Van Winkle will be called for the foul, and that'll be the Packers' 4th team foul of the night. Van Winkle's 2nd personal. Yep, I'm correct.
And again, in that 2-3 zone, Packers found Moten open in the middle in that paint, exactly where she was supposed to be open. And when you're thinking coaching-wise, where do the openings when it comes to 2-3 zone? They found it, and Moten was able to execute.
Rough Riders are looking to drive here. They've got a wide open Litzinger over there on the far side there for an easy 3 points there. So they cut the Packer lead to 2 points, and that ball will fall out of bounds. It'll be Packers' ball, though, last touch by the Rough Riders.
And the Packers cannot get sloppy here. Neither can the Rough Riders. The Packers, that's kind of a little bit of a pass that wasn't really needed. Both teams are going to need to stay strong and on their game here, say, if they would like to win this basketball game.
Jackson on the near side for the 3 and gets that to fall. Nothing but net. The Packers extend their lead to 5 points with just about 7 minutes to go in this ball game. That was a nice 3 by Jocelyn Jackson. You can't leave her wide open, folks, as she'll drain those all day long. Rough Riders are looking for some points of their own.
Oh, I maybe would have said that was a travel. I think she got away with that one.
Yeah, that was close, especially from our angle. O'Halloran goes for the 3, but that's just off the mark. It looked perfect from here, but sometimes those rims are ugly and they don't help you, as we saw there, as O'Halloran's 3 is just off the mark. However, the Rough Riders maintain possession and will try to look to add some points here. Back to O'Halloran. O'Halloran works her way to the top of the key. She'll be guarded by Emily Clayman. She's looking to drive. She saw Uche and says, "I got to get out of here." She's got a wide open Rough Rider there, but she'll draw the foul, and the Packers will get their 5th team foul of the second half, and the Rough Riders will go to the line to shoot 2.
Again, great movement. I believe it was O'Halloran who had that ball down in the corner. She drew Uche out from that post spot so that their post, the Rough Riders post, could slide down and get open and have that height advantage, because the smaller guard for the Packers was going to have to come down and defend. So nice job there by the Rough Riders.
That's Ella Nowatzki that makes the first free throw for the Rough Riders, as she goes 2 for 2 at the line. So some easy points there as the Rough Riders cut the Packer lead to 3 points. Van Winkle's looking to cross half court, spins around a defender, passes it to Clayman. Nice bounce pass there. Jackson takes the 3, can't get that to fall, but that's rebounded there by Uche. Uche's shot is off the mark. Van Winkle comes away with it. Van Winkle passes to Clayman. Clayman takes the long 3, can't get that to fall. Rebounded there by Nowatzki, and a foul will be called on, I believe that'll be Kaylee Moulton, as her reaction said it all. And the Packers will pick up their 6th team foul of the night.
So they're going to have to be careful here, Cody. And next foul is going to be a one-on-one opportunity, and that's again an opportunity for the Rough Riders to just add points and get more back into this game.
Yeah, Kenley, you talk about that one-on-one opportunity. For all those non-basketball players out there, Kenley, you want to explain that one-on-one?
Yeah, so once you hit the 17 fouls, the opposing team is up for the one-on-one opportunity. So if you make the first one, you get to go after and shoot the second free throw. If you miss the first one, it's a live ball, and whoever gets the ball is then in possession there. But yeah, you get that seventh foul, and no matter, even if it's an offensive foul or defensive foul, that team gets to take those shots.
And then once you hit 10 team fouls, you're in the double bonus, and you get 2 shots no matter what.
Yep, automatically.
All right, timeout on the floor. Timeout. We'll be back after this short message from our sponsors.
Magnitude Sports has delivered over 1,000 broadcasts capturing all fourth quarter comebacks, walk-off home runs, buzzer beaters, 62-point volleyball sets, and double overtime victories. The excitement is on Magnitude Sports. Over 150 teams from 5 states and 2 countries have been featured on Magnitude Sports at both the varsity and sub-varsity levels. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and select your alert preference so you never have to miss that big moment from your favorite area sports team. Find us on Facebook and Twitter too. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
All right, welcome back here. The Packers lead this one 45-42 over the visiting Red River Rough Riders with just about 5:45 to go in this ball game here, as the Rough Riders will have the ball here to inbound. For the Packers, their leading scorer is Solveig Seymour with 18 points. Right behind her with 15 points is Jocelyn Jackson. For the Rough Riders, number 11, Cassidy O'Halloran leads with 7 points, and behind her is Lacey Johnston with 5 points of her own. And that was a 3 there by the Rough Riders, I believe. Oh, check that. That was actually a long 2 there. So the Rough Riders cut the Packer lead to 1 point with just about 5:30 to go in the second half. Emily Clayman will inbound the pass here on the near side right at that half-court spot. She'll pass it into Jackson. Jackson has it at the top of the key with that left-handed dribble. She'll pass it back to Seymour over there on the far side. Seymour takes the 3, and that's nothing but net. The Packers extend their lead to 4 points over the visiting Red River Rough Riders with just about 5:15 to go in the second half. You can't leave Seymour or Jackson wide open from beyond the arc, because they'll hurt you with those 3s. And that's exactly what the Rough Riders did not need there, as they will be called for the travel. So a turnover there.
Exactly. Nice job there by Seymour causing the travel. I think she got a little bit worried there for a moment that she maybe was getting called for a foul instead, but travel called instead, so nice job by the Packers.
Jackson will have it here for the Packers. She'll find Seymour again for the 3. Seymour thought about it, passes it back to Jackson. Jackson drives for the easy floater, but she'll be fouled on that, and as a result, she'll go to the line to shoot 2 as the Rough Riders pick up their 4th team foul of the night. Of the second half, excuse me. That's O'Halloran's 3rd personal of the night, so she's got to be careful not to get any more there. As Jackson makes the first free throw, she adds to the Packer lead. So now it is a 5-point lead with about 4:55 to go in this ball game here. Be sure to stick around here for the varsity matchup as Kenley will take over play-by-play, and I'll go back to camera. It'll be a good matchup here as that'll be a 3rd and final game of the night.
Nice ball movement there by the Rough Riders, finding the open girl beyond the 3-point line. That was a nice job there by the Rough Riders.
That's O'Halloran for that 3, and that was a nice nothing but net 3 as Van Winkle has it there for the Packers. Back to Jackson. Jackson takes the 3. I think that's off the mark, and yes, it is. But Van Winkle comes up with a rebound. She resets. Back to Clayman. Clayman takes a long 2, but that doesn't fall in. And Van Winkle doesn't get called for the foul there, and Seymour comes away with it and adds to her points on the night. And Seymour has 23 of the Packers' 52 points. So Seymour's definitely been a lot of help here for the Packers as Van Winkle swats that one out of bounds, and it'll be Rough Rider ball.
Yeah, nice job here tonight by Seymour. We saw she had a good game in the C game as well. Definitely someone that the Packers are counting on during this game with her 23 points. She's now scored more points than the numbers on her jersey, so congratulations to her.
As I was saying before, make sure to stay around here for the varsity matchup. If you didn't see before this game, the Rough Riders beat the West Fargo Packers in the C game to a score of 57-48. And as of right now, it's anybody's game with a 5-point difference here. The Packers could win this one, the Rough Riders could. It's very close. And if this game is anything like the varsity game is anything like this game tonight, it'll be very interesting. So don't leave your seats, folks. We'll be in for a good night as we'll wrap up this triple header with the varsity matchup. Clayman will inbound the pass here to Van Winkle. Van Winkle will dribble with that right hand. She'll reach that Packer Bull half court, switches to her left hand. She's heavily guarded there by Hendrickson. She finds Jackson. Jackson back to Seymour. Seymour takes the 3. Nothing but net from Solveig Seymour. And she adds to her 23 points. That's 26 points on the night. So over half, or just about half of the Packers' 55 points. As the 5'9" sophomore is having a very nice night tonight. As Van Winkle drives, tries to spin around a defender behind the back dribble there. That was nice. Finds Jackson on the near side. Jackson back to Van Winkle. Van Winkle's got Clayman over there on the far side, but decides to throw it back to Jackson. Jackson can't get that to fall. Back to Uche. Seymour has it here. Back to Jackson on the near side. Jackson thought about driving, but decided not to. Finds Uche down in the post, but that'll be taken away there by the Rough Riders as 2 players are trying to fight for that, and as a result, it'll be jump ball. Possession will be given to the Rough Riders. Kenley, what do you think both teams can do with about 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this half? Either team, what they need to do to come out of this game with a win?
I think the Packers got to stick strong in their defense. Their defense came out very strong here in the second half. They need to keep that intensity going. As for the Rough Riders, they need to possibly get some shots near the outside. Again, you have Uche standing at 6'3" in the center there for your Packers. So one, you either need to do what they were doing earlier, which was nice. They were driving, which made Uche draw out to get that guard, and then the post was open down at the bottom, or they need to think about starting to get some shots from the outside.
As the Rough Riders come away with that there, as the Packers could not get that shot to fall. Litzinger drives, takes the 3 at the top of the key, can't get that to fall as that was a little too strong. It'll be rebounded there by Rough Rider there, as she's got to be careful not to draw the travel there, as it'll be a jump ball.
I think she was a little bit confused. She was waiting for the jump ball, but at the time, no Packer players had their hands on the ball either, so she just kind of laying down there on the floor. But you're correct. She did a nice job not drawing the travel by moving around. So nice job.
Yeah, the referees have definitely been letting these girls play tonight. Not a lot of fouls, and they've been letting the girls play, which is what I like to see personally. As Seymour tries to take the shot there, but she'll be fouled on the play there.
And man, what a night for Seymour, honestly. 26 points. Jackson following pretty darn close there with 17. So great night for Seymour and Jackson.
And speaking of Jackson, Jackson makes the long two there, so she adds to her 17 points and reaches 20 on the night. Has a nice screen set there by Ella Nowatzki for the Red River Rough Riders, and another jump ball will be called. Possession will be given to the Rough Riders.
As I believe Nowatzki tried to go through the legs of Uche again, but this time Uche kind of maybe saw what was coming and snuck her calves and ankles below kind of together and was able to block that ball from going through.
Rough Riders are looking to drive. They pass it back to O'Halloran. O'Halloran works to the top of the key, takes a long two, can't get that to fall. Rebounded there by Uche. Uche passes it to Clayman. Clayman gives it to Seymour. Seymour stops at the three-point marker, hands it back to Van Winkle. Van Winkle back to Jackson on the far side. Van Winkle plays a little bit of back and forth catch with Jackson, and now she drives, comes back out to the top of the key, back to Clayman, and that's intercepted there by Nowatzki there.
And that's something you want to do to burn off the clock there. Probably maybe a forced pass there by Clayman, but definitely doing the right thing by trying to burn time off the clock.
And where did the time go? Only 34 seconds to go in this ball game, and the Packers lead 57-49 over the Red River Rough Riders. So the Packers lead by 8 points, and we'll be back after this break.
Hi, it's Dr. Tiffany Johnson from Healing Touch Chiropractic in West Fargo. What impact I want to make, how my office is different, how my niche is different. It is all about giving people hope and helping them believe that their bodies were made to heal.
Let me show you how your life can change through chiropractic at Healing Touch Chiropractic.
All right, welcome back here. The Packers lead this one 57-49 over the Red River Rough Riders with just about 34 seconds to go here, as it looks like the Packers can tell themselves that I think it's safe to say that they're going to come away with a win here, as the Rough Riders need kind of a miracle, as this looks to be a three-possession game here. As this game finishes up, we'd like to thank our sponsors for helping these broadcasts happen. Healing Touch Chiropractic, Sean Carlson Town and Country Credit Union, Go Promo Van Dam Chiropractic. Like I said, without them, these can't happen. Van Winkle has it here for the Packers, and she'll be double teamed and fouled, so the Rough Riders will pick up their 5th team foul of the night. And be sure to stick around and listen to the varsity matchup. Kenley will take over play-by-play, and I'll go back to camera. And I think we'll have a very good matchup between the Rough Riders and the Packers tonight. So get some popcorn, make some supper, and you're in store for a good game here. As Jackson has it for the Packers, it looks like they'll just dribble this one out. She'll hand it back to Van Winkle. The Rough Riders are still playing some really good defense here, and Seymour has it. She'll cover up the ball and just let the clock run out. And that's our final. So the Rough Riders take the first game in the C-Squad game, but the Packers answer back in the JV matchup with a score of 57-49. And let's see who gets to win the third and final game of the night. We'll be back after this.
The proceeding has been a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and to order a DVD copy of this broadcast, simply visit msportsnet.com/DVD.